Student Wellness Complex. We are going to go through a power yoga class today, so all you'll need is a mat. If you have and would like to use a block, some straps, books, feel free to grab those. Grab some water if you are going to want it throughout class, and then we'll go ahead and get started in child's pose. So knees are going to go wide to the edges of the mat, toes together, sitting back towards your heels, palms pressing into your mat, forehead can rest here. Let's take a few deep breaths. So inhaling through your nose, exhaling out your mouth. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, now's the perfect time to do that. Maybe just start to shift the hips side to side a little bit. Loosen them up. And then on your next inhale, we're going to walk both hands to the right side of the mat. Maybe stack that left palm on top of the right. Really pressing back and away through that left hip. So you should feel a nice stretch through the left side body all the way from that left pinky down to that left hip. Inhale, hands come back to center. Oh, good job, disco. Exhale here. Inhale, hands come to the left side of the mat. Maybe stacking that right palm on top this time. Really pressing down and away through that right hip. Inhale, hands come back to center. Exhale here. Inhale, coming up into tabletop, so shoulders over your elbows, over your wrists, hips over your knees. Take a few cat-cows to loosen up the spine. So as you inhale, pulling your belly button down towards your mat, rolling those shoulders back, looking up toward the ceiling. Exhale, rounding the back, tucking the chin, looking towards your knees or belly button here. Inhale, pulling that belly button back down towards your mat. Exhale, rounding the back. Go ahead and take one or two more in each direction, following your own breath, going at your own pace. When you're finished, go ahead and come back to a neutral spine. So we're going to start by taking that right arm straight out in front, thumb up, left leg straight back, toes pointed down towards your mat. We're going to hold here, pressing down through those left fingertips, down through the right shin, maybe lift a little bit higher. And from here, we're going to go ahead and exhale, tuck that right elbow to meet the left knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, tuck together. Still pressing away through that left shoulder. Inhale, extend. Exhale, tuck together. Inhale, extend. And then go ahead and drop it down. We'll switch sides. So on your next inhale, left arm goes up, thumb facing the ceiling. Right leg straight back, toes pointed down towards your mat. Pressing down and away through that right hand, those right fingertips. Lift a little bit higher. And then on your next exhale, left elbow to right knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, extend out long. Exhale, tuck. Hold here. Inhale, extend. And then go ahead and drop it down. So tucking the toes under, we're going to press the hips up and back, downward facing dog. You can pedal out your feet here a little bit, bend one knee at a time. Shift your weight around. Loosen up whatever muscles you need to. When you're ready, walking both feet up to meet your hands, we're going to come into a forward fold here, so you can either let your arms hang, maybe grab opposite elbows, maybe swing side to side if that feels good. And then taking the hands together behind you, interlacing the fingers together, lifting the palms toward the ceiling, just letting your head hang a little bit here, opening up the shoulders and chest. You inhale, slowly rolling the whole way up. Both arms are going to come overhead, taking a little back bend here, pressing the hips forward. Exhaling, hands to heart center. So we're going to come to the top of the mat. If you're not already there, I'll give you guys 3 options for chaturangas. So the first one is to just skip them and step yourself back to downward facing dog. The second option is going to be on your knees. The third option on your toes. So here's, again, first option is to skip. Second option we'll go through now. So inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, flat back, shoulders rolled back and down the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and step the feet back. From here, we're just going to drop down to the knees, keeping those elbows tucked in. We're going to lower all the way down to our bellies. As you inhale, pressing up to cobra, the thighs pressing into the mat. Exhale, tucking the toes, pressing back, downward facing dog. So that is your option number 2. Go ahead and walk, step, or jump both feet between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming the whole way up. Here's option number 3. So go ahead and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands. Step or jump your feet back. Here we're going to stay on our toes. Shift the weight forward. And as we keep those elbows in, lower halfway down. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. So that is your third option for chaturangas today. Good. So go ahead and just hold here. Shoulders are going to roll away from the ears. We're just going to go ahead and inhale that right leg toward the ceiling. Bending that right knee, opening up that right hip. So trying to stack the right hip on top of the left hip. Pressing down through all 10 fingertips here. Good. Straightening out that right leg again for 3-legged dog. We're going to keep that right leg lifted. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Right knee is going to come into the chest. Good. And extend out long. Go ahead and drop that right foot down. Just go. Inhale that left leg toward the ceiling this time. Go ahead and bend that left knee. Open up that left hip. Try to stack it on top of the right hip. Go ahead. And then extending that left leg out long. We're going to inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, bring that left knee to your chest. Inhale, extend. And drop that left foot down. Walk, step, or jump both feet between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, feel free to take any of those chaturangas that you'd like here. So skip it, drop to the knees, down the toes, up to you. So from here, we're going to inhale that right leg toward the ceiling. Exhale, roll forward, knee to chest. Inhale, extend. Then on your next inhale, so exhale here, inhale, step that right foot between your hands. We're just going to drop that left foot down, come up into warrior 1. So right knee stacked over that right ankle. Hips square towards the front of the mat here. So really pressing through the outer edge of that left foot. Taking both hands together behind you, interlacing the fingers. We're going to Bend at the hips, bringing the nose down towards that right foot for humble warrior. So trying to squeeze those palms towards each other here. And dropping the hands to the mat, we're going to take that right leg out behind us. And then keeping that right leg lifted, we're going to inhale, shift the weight forward. You can drop down to your left knee or stay out on the toes. And we're just going to take a chaturanga here. So drop that right foot, untuck the left toes. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. So inhale that left leg toward the ceiling. Exhale, roll it forward, left knee to chest. Inhale, extend out long. Hold and exhale here. On your next inhale, that left foot is going to step between the hands for warrior one. So this time, pressing through the outer edge of that right foot. Left knee stacked over the left ankle. Relaxing the shoulders. Then go ahead and drop the arms together behind you. And release the fingers. We're going to bend at the hips. Coming into humble warrior, so nose down towards that left foot this time. Squeezing those palms together. Release the arms. We're going to kick that left leg out behind us. Three-legged dog. And then from here, shifting the weight forward. Again, feel free to drop to that right knee if you'd like. From here, we're going to lower down halfway. Drop that left foot, untuck the right toes. Inhale and exhale. Walk, step, or jump both feet between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hold. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, hands to head center. We're going to come into chair next. So toes together, heels about an inch apart. We're going to sit back, so hands can either be at heart center or up by your ears. Wherever you're at, straight flat back, tailbone tucked. All of your weight should be back in your heels, so maybe lift up and wiggle the toes a little bit here. Exhale, forward fold. So from here, go ahead and bend the right knee. We're going to place that right palm on the mat. Inhale, open up with that left arm toward the ceiling. So you should feel a nice stretch through the back of that left leg. And we'll switch sides, so go ahead and straighten out that right leg. Bending through the left knee. Inhale, open up through those right fingertips. And then back to center. On your next inhale, go ahead and halfway lift, flat back, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, fold and chaturanga. So any variation that you'd like here. So inhale, lifting that right leg toward the ceiling. As you exhale, roll forward, knee to chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to chest. We're going to step that right foot between our hands, come into warrior two. So still pressing through the outer edge of that left foot. Hips are going to be squared towards the side of the mat this time. Right knee stacked over that right ankle. Rolling those shoulders back and down the spine. Inhale, flip that right palm face up. We're going to reach it forward as far as we can. And then take that right arm overhead. Left arm can slide down that back leg, or you can take it behind your low back here. Inhale, straighten through that right leg. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Go ahead and curl those hands over, bring that right foot. We're going to kick the right foot back behind us. Three-legged dog. And then drop that right foot down. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left knee to chest. Stepping that left foot between your hands, warrior two on this side. So opening up through those arms, hips square towards the side of the mat. Left knee is stacked over that left ankle. Pressing down through the outer edge of that right foot this time. Rolling those shoulders back and down. Go ahead and inhale, flip that left palm face up. Reaching forward as far as you can. Left arm is going to go overhead. Right arm can slide down that right leg, or you can take it behind the low back here. Inhale, straighten out through that left leg. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Go ahead and cartwheel those hands over. We're going to take that left leg out behind us. Good, and drop it down. Go ahead and walk, step or jump both feet between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming the whole way up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We're going to come back into chair. So those toes are still together, just about an inch apart. Straight flat back. And from here, we're going to take a twist over to the right. So left elbow is going to go to the outside of that right knee. So go ahead and look back. Just make sure those knees are still in line with each other. Make sure one's not popping out in front of the other. If you practice side crow, you can come into that here as well. So really using that left elbow to press yourself up and away from the knees here. Maybe sink those hips a little bit deeper. Inhale, come back to center. Sink the hips. Then we're going to twist to the other side. So this time, right elbow is going to go to the outside of that left knee. Go ahead and look back. Make sure those knees are still in line with each other here. Using that right elbow to press yourself up and away from the knees again here. Side crow is also an option if you'd like to take it. Inhale, come on back to center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. So again, any option you'd like to take for your chaturanga. Inhale that right leg toward the ceiling. Exhale, roll it forward, right knee to chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale here. Inhale, we're going to go ahead and step that right foot between the hands, and we're going to come into crescent lunge here. So staying up on that left heel, left toes, or you can drop down to that left knee if you'd like. Inhale, both arms are going to come overhead. Sinking the hips a little bit deeper here. Just going to hold, so letting those shoulders roll back and down the spine again here. Inhale, straighten through that right leg. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Hands are going to come down to heart center. From here, we're going to drop that left hand to the mat on the inside of the right foot. Right hand is going to reach up for the ceiling. So just get a nice little twist here. Again, you can do this on that left knee if you'd like. So we're going to stay here. We're just going to straighten out through that right leg. So you should have a nice stretch through the back of the right leg here. You can readjust that left hand if you need to. re-bending into that right knee. Go ahead and drop down to the left knee if you're not already there. We're going to come into lizard next. So hands come to the inside of that right foot. The right foot can walk a little bit wider to the edge of the mat. And then just find a spot where you're comfortable. So you can stay here on your palms. You can drop down to a stack of books or a block. You can come down to your forearms, maybe one forearm, maybe both. Maybe you let that right knee roll out to the side, whatever's comfortable for you. Let's take a few breaths here. Go ahead and slowly come on back up. We're going to tuck those left toes under. Take that array leg out behind us. And then keeping that right leg lifted, inhale, roll yourself forward. Take that chaturanga here. So lower down, drop that right leg. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So this time, inhale, lifting that left leg. Exhale, roll it forward, knee to chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left knee to chest. And then we're going to step it between our hands for crescent lunge on this side. So you can, again, stay here on those right toes or drop down to that right knee if you'd like. And we're going to hold here. So letting the hips drop down towards the mat, pulling that left hip back, pressing the right hip forward. Inhale, straighten out through that left leg. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Good. So from here, go ahead and drop that right hand down to the mat on the inside of that left foot. Inhale that left hand towards the ceiling. Can you sit, please? From here, go ahead and straighten out through that left leg for a modified revolve triangle. So again, still pulling up through those left fingertips. Feel free to readjust that right hand if you need to. Rebending into that left knee. We're going to drop that left hand down. So walking that left foot out to the edge of the mat, dropping down to that right knee. We'll come into lizard here. So again, find a spot that's comfortable but slightly uncomfortable. You should feel a nice stretch through the back or side of that left leg here. So feel free to stay here. Drop down to the palms, forearms, block. Maybe let that left knee roll out wide. Maybe grab some water here if you need to. Go ahead and slowly come on back up. We're going to tuck those right toes under, keep that left leg out behind us. And then keeping that left leg lifted, inhale, roll it forward. Exhale, chaturanga. So walk, step, or jump both feet between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to come back into chair. This time, feet are going to be about hip width apart. Hey, go get your hands on. Come on. All right. So hands are going to come to heart center. So tailbone is still tucked under, straight flat back here. to shift the weight forward into the toes and drop the hips a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. So you should be almost squatting on your heels right now. Just a little hover, still up on your toes. Maybe you press up a little bit higher on the toes. And then go ahead and straighten out the legs, drop the heels to the mat, take a little forward fold here. And then go ahead and just walk the feet a little bit wider. We're going to come into a deep squat. So heels stay planted on your mat. We're just going to drop the hips down. Elbows come to the inside of the thighs. So pressing out, opening up the hips here. Hands can come to heart center. If you practice crow, you're welcome to do that here as well. If this is really uncomfortable, you can also sit on a stack of books or a block here. So from here, go ahead and plant the hands again, straighten out the legs. We're going to walk the feet even wider, come into a wide leg forward fold. So shifting the weight forward so your hip is in line with your heels here. We're just going to drop down to either the forearms, a prop if you have one, maybe the top of your head, wherever you're comfortable. And then go ahead and just start to shift your weight from one side to the other. Just bending into one knee, stretching out the inner thighs, the hips. And then bringing the weight back to the center. We're just going to walk the heels so they face each other, toes pointed out, and we're going to come up to tempo. So legs are still wide, tailbone tucked under here. Hands can come to heart center. So we're just going to hold here. So rolling those shoulders back. Go ahead and lift up the right heel, so up on the right toes. We're going to drop the hips a little bit deeper. So go ahead and drop that right heel back down. And then lift the left heel off of the mat, drop the hips a little bit deeper. Go ahead and drop that left heel. Go ahead and press up to both toes. So both hips drop down towards your mat, heels lifted. Drop the heels. Hands are going to come to the inner thighs. And we're just going to take a little twist. So pressing away on that right thigh with the right hand, we're going to twist the shoulders over to face the left knee. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, pressing through that left hand into the left thigh, twisting towards that right knee. Inhale, back to center. Go ahead and drop your hands down to the mat. Toes can face forward again, so feet are a little bit closer together than a wide leg forward fold. And we're just going to shift all of our weight over to that left side. So stacking the left knee over the left ankle. Just a nice little side lunge here. So you should feel a stretch through the inside of that right leg. And then we'll switch sides. So shifting right ankle over the right knee over the right ankle. And nice stretch through the front and side of that left leg. Shifting the weight back to center. We'll go one more time each side. So weight over to the left. And then back over to the right. And back to center. Go ahead and heel toe the feet together. And then we're just going to slowly roll the whole way up. Both arms are going to come overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll do a little bit of standing balance while we're up. So we're gonna come into tree first. So right leg is gonna go anywhere on the inside of the left leg that you'd like it, except for your knee, please. So toes can stay on the mat. You can bring that foot to your shin, up to your thigh, wherever you're comfortable. You can cross it in front of that left hip. So rolling those shoulders back here. From here, we're going to take the arms overhead. Let the shoulders roll down the spine. We're just going to take a little side bend over to the right. So reaching over towards that right knee, maybe that right arm drops to the right thigh. Inhale, go ahead and straighten yourself back out. We're going to kick that right leg out to the side. And then we're going to take it behind us and we're going to come into warrior three. So arms can stay out overhead or you can bring your hands into heart center. We're just going to lift that right leg up. So try to get that right leg parallel to the floor. Hips square down towards your mat here. Lifting through the shoulders and the chest. Lift that right leg a little bit higher. And then go ahead and drop the hands down to the mat. We're going to lift that right leg even higher for standing split. So just lifting that right leg as high as you can get it. And then go ahead and drop that right foot down to meet the left. Shake out the legs if you need to. And then go ahead and roll yourself up. We're going to switch sides. So left foot is going to come anywhere on the inside of the right leg that you'd like it, except for the knee. So toes can stay on the mat. You can bring it up to your shin, your thigh, cross it over that right hip, up to you. Just making sure that right hip is tucked in. Rolling those shoulders back. And when you're ready, go ahead and bring those arms overhead. And then we'll take a little side bend over that left knee. So maybe that left arm drops down onto the left thigh. And go ahead and straighten yourself back out. We're going to kick that left leg out to the side. And then go ahead and take it back behind you for warrior three on this side. So again, hands can stay out by your ears or you can bring them to heart center. Straightening and lifting up the shoulders and chest. Lifting through that left leg. Squaring those hips to the floor. And then go ahead and drop those hands to the mat, lifting that left leg a little bit higher for standing split on this side. If you want to challenge your balance a little bit more, you can maybe lift one hand, bring it to the ankle, maybe try both, up to you. And then go ahead and drop that left foot down to meet the right. Inhale, we're going to slowly roll the whole way up. Take a little back bend here, pressing the hips forward. Exhale, hands to heart center. So go ahead and hop up to the top of your mat if you're not already there. I'm going to inhale, both arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. So again, you've got plenty of options for your chaturanga here. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So from here, go ahead and inhale, roll yourself forward. We're just going to hold here in a plank. So if that's too much, you can drop down to your forearms or your knees. And then we're going to open to a side plank. So right hand or forearm can come to the center of your mat. And inhale, open through that left hand. So if you need to, you can drop down to that right knee, right forearm, up to you. Lifting those hips toward the ceiling. So hold here. Lift those hips a little bit higher. And then go ahead and roll yourself back to center. We'll switch sides. So left hand or forearm to the center of the mat. Feel free to drop down to that left knee if you'd like. Maybe lift that right leg for a little bit extra. Lifting those hips a little bit higher. A little bit higher. And then we're going to roll back to center. So holding here. And pressing back to downward facing dog. And then from here, we're going to drop into dolphin. So dropping down to the forearms, hips stay lifted. And we're just going to do some dolphin push-ups. So we're going to shift the weight forward. You can readjust your forearms if you need to here. So you should be in a low plank. And then we're just going to hike the hips up toward the ceiling. So inhale, shift the weight forward. Shoulders back over the elbows. And then press yourself back. Go ahead and roll forward. And hike the hips up. We'll just do one more. So coming back, shifting the weight forward into that low plank. And then hiking the hips back up. So this time, go ahead and walk the feet up as far as you can. And then we're just going to press up onto the hands. Back into that downward facing dog. Let's go. Come on. And then go ahead and inhale that right leg toward the ceiling. We're going to exhale, roll it forward. Right knee comes to the chest. Inhale, extend out long. Exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, extend. We'll do one more here. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, extend. Drop that right leg down. We'll switch and do the other side. So inhale that left leg. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, extend. As you exhale, tuck that left knee in one more time. Inhale, extend out long. Drop that left leg down. Drop all the way down to your knees. We're just going to come into child's pose here. So this time, knees are going to be together, toes together, reaching those arms out overhead. And then from here, go ahead and just bring the palms together. We're going to take them behind our head, walk the elbows forward, and just drop your head between your arms. So you should feel a little bit of a stretch through the backs of those shoulders here. Triceps. Maybe sink those hips a little bit deeper towards the heels. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and walk the hands forward. We're going to walk the knees back, And we're going to come all the way down to our belly, and we're going to come into bow pose. So we'll do it twice. You can do both legs twice, or you can do one leg first and then switch to the other side. So right leg first, then left leg. So however you'd like to do it. So go ahead and, if you're just doing one side, go ahead and grab right hand grabs the right ankle. If you're doing both, left hand also grabs the left ankle. So I'm just going to do one while it just goes being crazy. So when you're ready, go ahead and just lift, kick back into that right hand or the right and the left hand, and lift through that right leg. So you should feel stretch through the shoulder, stretch through that right thigh here. Lift a little bit higher. And then go ahead and release. Go ahead and just windshield wiper, bend both knees if they're not ready. I'm just going to windshield wiper your feet side to side a little bit here. And then we'll go ahead and switch sides. So if you grab just the right, we're going to grab the left this time. If you grabbed both, we're going to do both again. So I just did the right, so I'm just going to do the left this time. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and kick back into that left hand or both hands and lift through that left leg. So again, a nice stretch through that left shoulder, left thigh. Lift a little bit higher. And then go ahead and release, bending both knees. Go ahead and just windshield wiper the feet side to side again here. And then go ahead and drop those legs down. We're going to come up onto our knees. And we're going to come into frog next for another little hip opener. So go ahead and roll the edges of your mat over. We're going to put one knee on either side. Or if you have pillows, you can also use pillows for cushion here. So knees go as wide apart as you can get them. Ankles go directly behind the knees. Shift the hips back towards the heels. And then we're just going to drop down to the forearms. So wherever you're comfortable, if you're comfortable here, you can stay here. You can slowly let your mat unroll a little bit. Take the knees wider. You can drop all the way down to your head. Maybe bring one cheek onto the mat. No. So just find a spot that's a little bit uncomfortable here. Just feel a nice stretch through the hips. As you start to get a little bit more comfortable, starting to shift the hips back a little bit closer to the heels, even more. One more big inhale here. On your exhale, go ahead and walk the hands forward, shifting the hips along with them. We're just going to bring your knees together and let your mat unroll. And then press yourself up into a seated position on your mat. The legs are going to go straight out in front of you. Inhale, both arms are going to come overhead. Exhale, forward fold here. So if you can't quite reach your toes, you can bend your knees and then just slowly start to straighten them out until you can. Inhale, slowly come on up. We're going to take the right leg, cross it over top of the left leg. You can leave that left leg straight out in front of you or tuck it behind you as long as you can keep your hips on the mat. I'm just going to inhale that left arm overhead. Exhale, left elbow to the outside of that right knee. Taking a little twist behind us. Inhale, come on back to center. We'll switch sides. So right leg goes out, left leg crosses over. Inhale that right arm up toward the ceiling. Exhale, right elbow to the outside of that left knee this time. Trying to twist a little bit further with each exhale. When you're ready, go ahead and come on back to center. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together for butterfly. So hands can either wrap around your toes. You can take your thumbs to the inside of your feet, maybe massage the bottoms a little bit. Maybe the knees or the elbows come to the knees. Open up the hips a little bit more. So keeping a straight flat back to start. So only bending through the hips. And then from here, if you'd like to bend, you can round through the back, maybe drop the head down. Maybe let your head roll side to side a little bit. Slowly roll all the way up, and then we're going to come onto our backs. Inhale that right leg up towards the ceiling. Grabbing a hold of it anywhere that feels comfortable. Taking a few circles with that right ankle. That left leg can be extended out long, or you can bend it to help support the low back. Go ahead and switch those ankle circles whenever you're ready. Go ahead and pull that right leg a little bit closer. Then we're going to take that right leg all the way across the body over to the left. So if that's too much, you can bend through that right knee. Maybe that right arm falls out to the side. Inhale, bend that right knee if it's not already. Roll yourself back to center. Give it a squeeze into your chest. We'll switch sides. So go ahead and either take that right leg out long or bend it. And then inhale that left leg toward the ceiling here. Take a few circles with that left ankle. Switching directions whenever you're ready. Pulling that left leg a little bit closer. And then we're going to take that left leg across our body over to the right. Feel free to bend that left knee if you'd like a little bit less here. Bend through that left knee, roll yourself back to center. Give that left knee a squeeze into your chest. And then go ahead and release it down to your mat. Go ahead and just find a comfortable spot to lay in for a minute and relax. Letting go of any tension. Just let your body sink into your mat. few deep breaths. Release the jaw. Maybe the toes roll out to the side. Maybe you do a little box breathing here if you'd like. So feel free to stay here for as long as you'd like. Whenever you're ready to get on with the rest of your day, go ahead and just bring some awareness back to your body. Maybe wiggle the fingers and toes. Maybe roll your wrists and ankles. Maybe touch each one of your fingertips to your thumb. And go ahead and extend the legs out long, taking both arms up overhead, stretching out everything at once. And pulling both knees into your chest, wrapping your arms around your shins, rocking side to side. Maybe rocking forward and backward if that feels better. And then rolling onto one side or the other. And keeping your eyes closed whenever you're ready, go ahead and press yourself up into a seated position on your mat. So inhaling, both arms overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Thank you all for letting me guide you through your practice today, and until next time, namaste.